Hi, everybody. Lights, Camera, Jackson here. Welcome to LCJ Live. Today is Sunday, October the 30th, 2022. Happy Halloween! Got the new Pez here, Spooky Pumpkin Pez. Also, my pal Frankenweenie. You know, this year is the 10th anniversary of Frankenweenie. Isn't that amazing? Tim Burton's stop motion animated film from Disney came out October the 5th, 2012. Frankenweenie is here with me today. How about those Tim Burton headlines of him not wanting to work with Disney anymore after doing Frankenweenie, the Alice in Wonderland films, and many others throughout his career. Dumbo, the most recent one. And here's Frankenweenie. Liza Friedman, happy Halloween. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Woo! Well, let's talk Halloween box office. Black Adam, number one again, $27.7 million. It's at $111.1 for Warner Brothers. That makes it the third biggest movie for Warner Brothers this year. It's got 40 million to go to pass Elvis to become number two. What are you dressing up as this year? I don't know. Maybe I'll just go around with my friend Frankenweenie here. Hey, you know, number two movie is the same number two movie as last weekend. Ticket to Paradise, $10 million. It's at $33.7 million for Universal. The new horror movie that came out for the Halloween weekend, Lionsgate's Pray for the Devil, $7 million. Significantly less than some of these other horror movies that have come out recently, like Smile, which came in fourth this weekend with $5.1 million. It is at 92.4. Will it get to 100 million? Because we're going to get past Halloween now, other movies coming out, I'm not sure. Paramount may try to get it to 100 million, but still they are absolutely thrilled with this. Halloween Ends, 3.8 million. It's at 60 million bucks for Universal, significantly less than the 92 million of Halloween Kills from last year. Basically tied this weekend. Lyle Lyle Crocodile, 2.8 million. It's at 32.6. And the drama Till with 2.8 million. It's at 3.6 million total. This was its wide release expansion. Saw Till. Daniel Deadwyler is very good. Strong performance from her. Director Chinonye Chukwu did Clemency, my number 5 movie of 2019. Best lead actress performance of the year came from Alfre Woodard. I think Daniel Deadwyler is in contention for some nominations for Best Actress this award season. Terrifier 2 added 1.8 million. It's at 7.6. The Woman King, another 1.1. It's at 64.5. And rounding out your top 10 this weekend is Tar with $1 million in its wide release expansion. It's up to 2.5 total. Tar is fantastic. Love this movie. Cate Blanchett, amazing in it. She has to get some Best Actress nominations this award season, if not some wins. Incredible experience, immersive, kind of dastardly in a fun way. Sort of the vibes I get from Birdman, one of my favorite movies of the last 15 years. It is a shocking movie. It's bold, it's unique, it's immersive. It takes you inside this world. It wraps you in it for 2 hours and 38 minutes. Oh, wow, it's a ride. Tar, run, don't walk to go see Tar this weekend. Give it some money. Yeah, it's really good. I talk more about Tar, and Mike Sargent and I reviewed The Good Nurse on the latest Too Fast, Two Films podcast episode, which will be up soon at toofast2films.com. I love Tar too, says Christian Kozlowski. Thank you, Christian, for watching here live on YouTube Live for LCJ Live. Tar, isn't it amazing? Wow. Todd Field, it's been 16 years since the last movie. Wow. Great immersive experience. You are in this universe of conductors and music and all the lingo we get. The opening section is this interview, conversation that Cate Blanchett's character Lydia Tar has. Yeah, just really good. The twists, the surprises. Ooh, a lot of juice in that final half hour too. Glad you liked it as well, Christian. Really appreciate that. So that's your top 10. Tar got in the top 10. Thought it would make a little more money than that. And I think United Artists thinking Till would have made more money than 2.8 million as well. But we'll see how these movies do over the award season. In limited release, The Banshees of Inisherin, which I have seen. I talked about here last week. A little bit of an expansion, 540,000. It's at 791. It will go wide this coming weekend, November the 4th. We'll see how it does. Armageddon Time, which I saw last Sunday, $72,000, 6 theaters, $12,000 per screen average. Not that great for Focus Features. Not a very good film. No. Anthony Hopkins gives a heartfelt performance. That's really the only positive I can give the movie. Just does not work. You cannot get emotionally attached to any of the characters, to what happens on screen. Disappointed. Disappointed because I love James Gray's previous film, Ad Astra. Thought it was a deep movie. Cool movie. This is not. Nope, Armageddon Time. Also goes nationwide this week. I don't think it's going to do so well. Coldplay had a concert documentary. Experience made about $1 million this weekend. May come in 10th over Tar, even 9th for The Woman King. We'll see how the actual results are tomorrow, but about $1 million for that. Call Jane, the Elizabeth Banks movie with Sigourney Weaver, opened wide this weekend, and I didn't think it was going to open wide until about a week and a half ago. I thought it would have a limited start from roadside, but they decided to put it out wide. I guess about 250,000 is what the estimate is. It's in more than 1,000 theaters. That is not a good per screen average. Maybe they regret the decision of starting it right away in a nationwide release. The Bad Guys came out again, re-released this weekend from Universal. I think trying to get it some Best Animated Feature buzz this award season. It may succeed with that. No money yet announced on how The Bad Guys did this weekend. I want to talk about some of the movies I saw at Film Columbia. The Sun, The Whale, Women Talking, a few others. Let me get to what's coming out this week, though, first. Enola Holmes 2, which I have seen. It's on Netflix Friday. Millie Bobby Brown is great once again, and she commands the screen. It is a darker, grittier, more sophisticated installment than the first Enola Holmes. And I kind of like where we go. First half of the movie, I don't love quite as much as the second half. I think it makes some good turns in the second half with some of the characters. Helena Bonham Carter returns. Henry Cavill, outside of it, some sillier stuff early on. He's very good as Sherlock. He doesn't overdo it. He doesn't try to outshine Millie Bobby Brown. And their relationship is very good. Other elements I really like. Enola Holmes 2 on Netflix this Friday. Also, I'm going to be watching over the next few days Causeway, which is on Apple TV Plus this Friday. Jennifer Lawrence in a Best Actress buzzworthy performance, along with Brian Tyree Henry. Also, Weird, the Al Yankovic story is on Roku. Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al Yankovic. So looking forward to checking this out. That is on Roku Friday. In the theaters, One Piece Film Red, new anime movie. When I went to New York Comic Con a few weeks ago, there were posters and banners and displays everywhere for One Piece Film Red. So that is coming out, and I think it's going to do well. I think it's going to do very well. Now, when you look at next weekend, Black Adam could drop to 15 million or so. Can this One Piece Film Red do more than that? I think it has the potential to do so. It depends on how the anime fandom comes out to see this. So that could be actually a good battle. Black Adam Week 3 and One Piece Film Red. That's the only major... There are those few expansions, including Banshees, but the major new wide theatrical release next weekend is One Piece Film Red, because nobody wanted to put a movie out other than that the week before Black Panther. Originally, Amsterdam was going to come out next weekend. Amsterdam's out of the top 10. It's made, 15 million? Maybe not even that. But nobody else wanted to put a movie out the first weekend of November, which is interesting because usually that used to be a big time for some family movies, even some holiday movies, but nobody wanted to do just before Black Panther release. So One Piece Film Red is the big movie. In limited release this Friday is Salvatore, Shoemaker of Dreams, which I have seen. And it's a pretty good documentary. It's not an amazing film, but Luca Guadagnino takes us inside this world of shoemaking and this life of Salvatore, and it's good. It's a good movie. Do I think it's going to get nominated necessarily for Best Documentary Feature at the Academy Awards? No, but you never know. So Salvatore is out in select theaters from Sony Classics. My Policeman, which I talked about here last week with Harry Styles from Amazon, is on Prime Video this Friday. And Bardo, Alejandro Iñárritu's new film for Netflix, opens in select theaters this Friday, November the 4th. Looking forward to that. I'm going to have AnimationScoop.com Q&As, at least one this week, for My Father's Dragon, director Nora Toomey. That's coming this week. And I may have another one as well. You know, there's an Aqua Teen Forever Plantasm movie that's coming out soon. So I may have a Q&A for that coming at you this week. Transformers Earthspark Q&A next week. Let's talk about Film Columbia. Wonderful festival. Been going there 10 years. Had some big award season movies. We started 10 days ago with Living, the Bill Nighy movie, which is fantastic. Bill Nighy has to get nominated for Best Actor. Love his performance. Great movie. And today, to wrap up the festival, they're showing Senior, which is the Robert Downey Sr., Robert Downey Jr. documentary coming to Netflix later this year. That is very good. It's a unique experience, a unique documentary experience. So the film has bookends of very good movies. And in between are films that range from good to... So the second movie I saw was Armageddon Time, which was last Sunday night, which I already mentioned here is not very good. Then on Tuesday, I saw The Son, Hugh Jackman, Laura Dern, Vanessa Kirby, Anthony Hopkins, and it's from Sony Classics. It's the prequel to The Father. Florian Zeller returns. It's based on another of his plays. And yeah, underwhelmed by this. It's kind of flat. Hugh Jackman, is it the worst performance he's ever given? No, but it's far from the best. I didn't believe a moment of Laura Dern. Didn't believe her at all. Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough one to watch because it feels theatrical, it feels stagey, but it also feels far-fetched in places. And there are script holes where it's like, wait, why didn't this person think of that? Or how could this person not think to do this to avoid this? Yeah, The Son. Tough movie, and just not a very good one. And it very, very typical in how it presents some of these very serious topics and situations of family and loss and tragedy and mental illness. Yeah, The Son is not very good. Then the next night was The Whale. Brendan Fraser, Sadie Sink, Hong Chow, getting a lot of buzz, obviously, for Brendan Fraser's performance. Now, what A24 has done is they've only released 2 images of the film. One of Brendan Fraser, the other of Sadie Sink. And they have not released a trailer yet. They have not released a poster yet because, and I read this from a few people and I agree with them, they don't want anything out there to become memes. They don't want Brendan Fraser as this 600-pound guy. They don't want these memes out there of that. And images circulating on Twitter. So I don't know how exactly they're going to fully market this because the movie opens December 9. But it is, Brendan Fraser's very good. It's a very good performance. It's a fine performance. It's a performance that will get him nominated. No question. Will he win? Who knows? Award season is there's so many layers, as I keep telling people. There's so many layers. But he will very likely get nominated because he puts his heart into it, and it is a one-of-a-kind role this year, one-of-a-kind performance. I hate every supporting character in The Whale. Hate them all. Just could not connect to them. Thought they were kind of cartoony in their dialogue execution. We're in this one location the whole time, which is his apartment. Plays out kind of inevitably. Yeah, I appreciate all that Fraser does. His character is the most well-written, the most interesting. Didn't love the direction from Darren Aronofsky. Kind of odd choices he makes with where the camera is and everything. And the prosthetics and everything they use on Brendan Fraser. I mean, it's because you see him the first time, it's a little jarring only because you haven't seen any other images, you haven't seen anything. But yeah, it's a good performance. Is it, blow me away, amazing, incredible? No, but it's sincere and heartfelt and honest. And that's what I think you want out of many of your performances this award season. So Brendan Fraser's good. The movie, I have issues with The Whale as a movie. People will go. They'll go because he'll be nominated. He may win. But Liza Friedman, Aronofsky, always hit or miss for me. Yeah, I mean, you look at Noah, which I liked. You look at Black Swan, which was Natalie Portman winning Best Actress there. You look at Mother. Mother, what a movie. I liked Jennifer Lawrence in Mother. That was a heck of a role. That movie had a lot of problems and was just an overwhelming experience. This, again, another strong lead performance, but just the experience isn't that special. And, there's an ex-wife that shows up, the daughter's there, there's other quirky characters who come into play. Yeah, that's The Whale. That is The Whale, which will be out December the 9th. Out December the 2nd is Women Talking, which is what I saw yesterday afternoon. Women Talking is from Sarah Polley, and it's based on a book, and it's got quite a cast of Rooney Mara, Claire Foy, Jessie Buckley, Ben Whishaw, Frances McDormand, who's also a producer on it. Frances McDormand is barely in the film, so if you're thinking, I'm going to see another fantastic Frances McDormand performance, that's not this movie. The best performances in the film come from Rooney Mara and Ben Whishaw. Their relationship, their characters, their dialogue, their speeches, what they do is the most honest and emotional and raw and real. That's, to me, I focused on their characters. They gave me the most out of the experience of Women Talking. Claire Foy, she has two scenes, one early, one in the middle, where it's just these monologues, basically, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, saying a few things, shouting a few things. And then she's got her best scene is actually right towards the end of the movie. But to me, those couple early ones, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go for a nomination. I gotta scream it. It's like, Jessie Buckley has maybe the showiest role. And not my favorite Jessie Buckley performance. I loved her in Wild Rose. I'm thinking of ending things. Judy, she's been in some very good ones, but lately, Lost Daughter and this, couldn't emotionally connect to her character. I thought it was a little too showy of a role. There are other characters in the film. To me, Ben Whishaw, Rooney Mara give the strongest performances. And the direction from Sarah Polley, again, it's another movie with so many movies lately. You're primarily in one location, which is a hayloft, which is where everyone talks about what they're going to do in this specific situation. But there are some flashbacks, there are some movements she does with the camera, and some things later on. So will she be nominated for Best Director? Maybe. Screenplay, adapted screenplay, probably. Some of the actors, probably. Rooney Mara going for lead, Ben Whishaw going for supporting actor, everybody else going for supporting actress. We'll see how it all goes. I liked Women Talking. I think it's an interesting film. I think it has a lot of important things to say. Minor tone issues, minor story issues. It starts out very rapid, a little overwhelmingly rapid. Then it settles down a little bit. Might have tweaked some few things there, but it's a good movie. It's a tough movie in parts, but it's a good film. I like Women Talking. If I had to pick out of the 6 that I saw, the second best movie I saw at the festival, and last night was the Saturday Night Sneak, which I thought might be The Fabelmans, might even be Empire of Light, but it ended up being a film called The Lost King. Sally Hawkins and Steve Coogan from IFC came out in the UK already. Going to be out in America probably mid next year, but it could be up for some BAFTAs this year. It is based on this true story of this woman who wanted to find where Richard III is buried. True story. And Sally Hawkins gives another sincere performance. I think she's better in The Phantom of the Open, and I hope Sony Classics really puts her up for supporting actress consideration because she's really good in Phantom of the Open. It's a good performance. Steve Coogan co-wrote it as well with Jeff Pope, directed by Stephen Frears, this movie, The Lost King. That team all did Philomena with Judi Dench nearly 10 years ago. I love Philomena. This is not nearly as good as Philomena. It's a fine film. It's a good film, but it does not have the emotional deep punch nearly what Philomena did. Maybe it knows it, maybe it doesn't. It's got some nice, sweet moments, especially towards the end, and some good themes and some good messages. But yeah, underwhelmed a little bit by The Lost King. I'd heard about it. I thought maybe I'll get to see it at some point. Glad I saw it. But if you're going in expecting a really funny movie because Steve Coogan's involved, that's not this. A really deep movie because of Philomena, that's not this. It's a fine film. It's a perfectly watchable movie. It's an interesting true story and a perfectly watchable film with perfectly good actors in perfectly okay roles, but it plays out kind of in straightforward fashion. That is The Lost King. Been out in the UK. It'll come to the US from IFC very soon. And that's what I saw at Film Columbia. So we had a big high with Living, a big low with Armageddon Time, not so good with The Sun, a little bit better with The Whale, better with a Women Talking, and then all right with The Lost King, plus Senior, which is today, which is very good. So all in all, there you go. That's Film Columbia 2022. Thank you to everybody there for having me back. It was awesome to see the movies at the Crandall Theater on the big screen with big crowds, enthusiastic crowds. A lot of older people usually go to this festival. A lot of older people usually go to film festivals. But it was also nice to see some younger people, people of all ages, above 15, 16, especially to The Whale. It definitely brought in that A24 younger crowd to go see The Whale. So there you go. Those are my highlights of Film Columbia 2022, the film festivals. And when we're back here next Sunday, it's going to be November. Oh my gosh, it's going to be November, and we're going to get into it. Award season, I'm about 5.5 weeks away from voting for the nominees for the Critics' Choice Awards. The Critics' Choice Documentary Awards is 2 weeks from today, November the 13th in New York City. And yeah, we're getting right into award season. The Independent Spirit Awards nominations will be out pretty soon. If you want a full chart of some of the big award season calendar timeline dates, go to lights-camera-jackson.com. It's on the homepage, on the blog page of the site. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson. And this Tuesday, November the 1st, My Very Rocky Christmas will be available. It'll be available on Amazon. It's still available for pre-order. Today and tomorrow are your final 2 days to pre-order to get an exclusive signed copy. ShopTBMBooks.com if you want to pre-order My Very Rocky Christmas. Today and tomorrow, Halloween, are the final 2 days to do pre-order to get the signed copy. And then it'll be available still on that website, a few other places, including Amazon. All right, very excited to get that out there. Thank you so much for watching today's LCJ Live. Have a great Halloween. Maybe you watch Frankenweenie on Disney+. Have a good Halloween. Have a safe Halloween. Hope it's fun. And I'll see you next Sunday for November. Wow. For LCJ Live. Fly, Eagles, fly today. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.